Hello everyone, welcome to Arakorin Shey News, a podcast where our host gives you daily news on what's going on in the country in areas of politics, entertainment, sports and world news. We'd love to hear your view after every show. Kindly drop your comments after listening to the news so as to help us serve you better. Thank you for listening.
On the news tonight. NLC to hold nationwide protest on Wednesday despite meeting with the government. Nigerian troops apprehend 5 IPOB fighters, destroy training camps in Anambra and Imo. Helicopter crashes near Lagos Airport, 4 rescued. Senate President claims lawmakers' salaries not enough to satisfy constituents' needs. Kano residents begin anti-Tinubu protest over petrol price hike and economic policies. Kwara governor approves 10,000 naira support for students and security agents. France to evacuate citizens from Niger amid rising anti-French sentiment following coup. Sadio Mane leaves Bayern Munich, teams up with Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Now the news in full. I am Arakorin Shey. Are you following us on Spotify? If you're not, kindly do that now and give a rating for our show. And if you don't have Spotify on your phone, download it on Google Play Store or iTunes Store and follow us at Arakorin Shey News and also rate our show. Thank you for listening. NLC to hold nationwide protest on Wednesday despite meeting with the government. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) says it is not backing down on a nationwide protest set for Wednesday over the hike in the pump price of petrol and other issues, describing reports suggesting otherwise as the handiwork of fifth columnist. The body is demanding the removal of what is described as anti-poor policies of government, including the hike in the pump price of petroleum, school fees, VAT, among others. Despite holding a meeting with the federal government, the body is not backing down on the mass action, urging everyone to gather in their respective states and wherever they may be across the nation to give vent to this collective resolve. Ahead of the protest, police authorities are beefing up security across the country. Reps urge NLC to suspend nationwide strike, pushed for swift distribution of palliatives. The House of Representatives has called on the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to suspend its nationwide strike beginning on Wednesday, while urging the federal government to expedite the implementation of planned palliative measures. The House asked the NLC and other labour unions in Nigeria to join them in continuous engagement with the federal government to achieve expedited implementation of the interventions of the federal government and push for additional immediate measures to provide succor for Nigerians. The lower chamber also urged the federal government to consider additional measures that will bring immediate respite to the people as the measures announced take effect in the coming months. Still to come on the news tonight. Senate President claims lawmakers' salary is not enough to satisfy constituent needs. Senate President claims lawmakers' salary is not enough to satisfy constituents' needs. Senate President Godswill Akpabio stated that lawmakers' salaries are insufficient to cater to the demands of their constituents. He made this statement while contributing to a debate on a motion sponsored by Abdulrahman Kawu Suleiman, a member of the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), representing Kano South, on the need to avert an impending strike planned by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). The Senate has mandated its leadership to interface between the NLC and the federal government to avert the strike. Kano residents begin anti-Tinubu protest over petrol price hike and economic policies. A significant number of Kano State residents have initiated a warm-up protest within the region, voicing their dissatisfaction with a recent hike in petrol price from 350 naira to 607 naira. Naira devaluation, school fees increment, and various other economic policies implemented by the Nigerian government under President Bola Tinubu's leadership. The protest has growing concerns over the impact of these policies on citizens' livelihoods and economic well-being. There's still more to come on the news. Kindly stay tuned. Helicopter crashes near Lagos Airport, 4 rescued. The National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) confirmed the crash of a helicopter with registration number 5NCCQ, Air First Hospitality and Tour Limited in Ikeja near Lagos Airport on Tuesday evening. The aircraft burst into flames and 2 crew members and 2 passengers were rescued from the wreckage. Emergency operatives from NEMA, LASEMA, Fire Service, security agencies, and other stakeholders carried out search and rescue operations. The cause of the crash is yet to be determined. Presidential Tribunal reserves judgment on PDP petition against Tinubu's victory. The Presidential Tribunal sitting in Abuja has reserved judgment on the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Atiku Abubakar challenging the declaration of President Bola Tinubu as the winner of the February 25th presidential election. A 5-member panel of justices led by Justice Haruna Samani said the judgment has been reserved for a date to be communicated to the parties. Respondents in the suit are Independent National Electoral Commission, Bola Tinubu, and the All Progressive Congress (APC). The PDP candidate is challenging the validity of the election and conduct of the electoral process. The party alleges that the election was marred by irregularities, voter suppression, and manipulation of results in favor of the APC candidate. The outcome of the tribunal's judgment is awaited with keen interest by the political parties and the general public. It is hoped that the tribunal will deliver a fair and just judgment that reflects the will of the people of Nigeria. There's still more to come on the news. Kindly stay tuned. Nigerian troops apprehend 5 IPOB fighters, destroy training camps in Anambra and Imo. In a joint operation with other security agencies, the Nigerian Army conducted clearance operations in the forest of Anambra and Imo states, resulting in the arrest of 5 members of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB). The operations also led to the dismantling of training camps and hideouts used by the fighters. The action was taken in response to intelligence indicating that the IPOB fighters were enforcing a sit-at-home order in Onitsha. To counter the illegal activities declared by the separatist group and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network (ESN) combined troops from the 82 Division Nigerian Army, sister services, Nigerian Police, and other security agencies carried out raids in the Osomogu forest spanning both states. The decisive move demonstrates the Nigerian security forces' commitment to maintaining peace and security in the region. By arresting the IPOB members and disrupting their training facilities, the authorities aim to quell any potential threats to public safety and in affected areas. Kwara Governor approves 10,000 naira support for students and security agents. The Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, has directed the payment of 10,000 naira each to students of Kwara origin in public-owned tertiary institutions. This support is a departure from the previous bursary award, which covered only final year students of tertiary schools. The Governor had raised the bursary award from 5,000 naira to 10,000 naira for final year students. The Governor also approved a stipend of 10,000 naira each for some categories of security agents defined as the first line of defense, which would be disbursed through the Kwara State Social Investment Program (KWASIP) office. The special support is to be coordinated by a government committee headed by Professor Shehu Rahman Adaramaja, who is the chairman of the Kwara State Universal Basic Education Board (KWASUBEB). It will be supported by officials from the Ministry of Tertiary Institution, Bursary Department, Ministry of Finance, and a representative each from the National Association of Kwara State Students (NACS). and National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) in Kwara State. Still to come on the news tonight, the global news. Don't touch that dial. Welcome to Global News. France to evacuate citizens from Niger amid rising anti-French sentiment following coup. France is preparing to evacuate its citizens from Niger due to increased anti-French sentiment following last week's coup. The French embassy came under attack during demonstrations against the former colonial power. In response, France will also assist other European nationals in the country. The coup in Niger has raised concerns in the region, with juntas in Burkina Faso and Mali warning that any attempt to restore the ousted president would be seen as a declaration of war. Both countries, former French colonies, have moved away from France and aligned with Russia after staging their own coup in recent years. As the situation remains tense, France has welcomed the West African bloc ECOWAS ultimatum to reinstate elected President Mohamed Bazoum. Chad President Mahamat Idris Deby is mediating on behalf of ECOWAS to find a resolution. China replaces leaders in elite nuclear unit, sparks speculation of purge. China has replaced 2 leaders in its elite unit managing the nuclear arsenal, raising concerns of a possible purge. General Liu Chao and his deputy wedded the People's Liberation Army's Rocket Force unit has been absent for months. Former Deputy Navy Chief Wang Ubin and Party Central Committee member Zhu Chen were named as their replacement in Beijing's most significant unplanned shake-up in military leadership in nearly a decade. President Xi Jinping, also China's top military command chairman, stressed addressing prominent issues related to party's leadership over the military. Though Beijing did not comment on their whereabouts, a report suggested an anti-corruption investigation involving the removed leaders. The appointment for Wang and Zhu were announced at a ceremony promoting them from Lieutenant General to Full General, the highest rank for active services officer in China. The highest rank for active service officers in China. The change comes as President Xi faces considerable leadership challenges, compounded by replacement of former Foreign Minister King Zhan without explanation. The country previously underwent a military purge in 2014, ousting and prosecuting former deputy chairs of central military commissions for corruption. Welcome to the world of sport. Chelsea signed 19-year-old midfielder Ugochukwu. Chelsea have completed the signing of 19-year-old midfielder Ugochukwu from FK Mode. The Nigerian-born player who has represented England at youth level has signed a 5-year contract with Premier League club. Ugochukwu is considered one of the brightest prospects in European football and had attracted interest from several top clubs. He is expected to initially join Chelsea development squad before pushing for a place in the first team. The deal is reportedly worth around €4 million. Sadio Mane leaves Bayern Munich, teams up with Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Sadio Mane, the former Bayern Munich striker, is set to join Saudi side Al Nassr as announced by both clubs. The transfer estimated around €30 million will see Mane teaming up with Cristiano Ronaldo, who recently signed with the club. The Senegalese international had a successful 6-year spell with Liverpool, winning the Champions League and Premier League. However, after joining Bayern in 2022, Mane struggled to find his form and encounter injury setback. His physical altercation with teammate Leroy Sané after a Champions League defeat added to his troubles. Now at Al Nassr, Mane will aim to rediscover his best form alongside Ronaldo in the cash-rich Saudi League. And it's a wrap on the news tonight. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Arakunrin Sheyi. Thank you for listening.